Marc, thanks very much indeed. Any questions from the audience? We have about 5 minutes or so for questions. Ron.
Marc, beautiful talk. Thanks for getting it going here. So there are a number of histone deacetylase inhibitors out there. You think that you have to target HDAC4 or can use a general inhibitor? And would you advocate this kind of approach? Of course, HDACs are going to go more than just macrophages.
Yeah.
Right, so you think it's going to be a good therapeutic or an interesting potential?
It's an interesting potential. What Ron is alluding to is these grade 2 HDACs are actually not catalytically active by themselves. They work as a complex with other HDACs, and they're expressed in multiple tissues. So I think it's anybody's guess as to how well they will be able to target fat. But I think it would be an interesting, if you could identify such a molecule, I think it would be very valuable.
And we'll point out one other thing, which is that there are some molecules, some proteins like HDAC4 that are part of the HDAC family, and they lose their enzymatic activity, so they function as a heterodimer with.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that they're not druggable.
Yes.
Right, so it's something to think about.
That is. And it turns out that in a recent GWAS study, HDAC4 SNPs turned out to be correlate with obesity and insulin resistance. So I think that is pretty strong evidence that it might be a good target to look for.
I like that.
Marc, there's a body of evidence obviously now that nutrition during pregnancy, exposure to glucocorticoids during pregnancy programs type 2 diabetes, obesity, and obesity in later life. Do you have any information of how your model fits into that type of background, the stuff from Nick Hales and David Barker, Keith Godfrey, and so on?
I mean, in prenatal?
Yeah. Prenatal programming of postnatal predisposition towards changed insulin resistance, type 2 obesity, type 2 diabetes.
Right. How that would get, unfortunately, I don't have a clue. Yeah.
It's good for the future.
Right.
One more question. Okay, if not, Marc, thank you very much indeed.